Good morning, dear students. Myself, Jagushte. So this semester, I am going to teach you production process subject. Now, regarding the starting of the production process subject, so the first point that I am going to teach is classification of production process. Now, what do you mean by production process? It is a processes by which the input is converted into output. That is called the production process. Regarding the classification, there are total 6 categories. First category, it is the primary shaping or forming processes. Second category, that is deforming process. Third category, that is machining process. Then fourth category, that is the joining process. Next is surface finishing processes. And the last one, that is material properties modification processes. Now regarding the first category, that is primary shaping. So in a primary shaping, it is a manufacturing of the solid body from the molten or gaseous state. So some cavity or some space that is required to form the desired object. So that process it is called a primary shaping. The different processes includes first is casting, then the powder metallurgy and the plastic technology. So these are some examples of primary shaping or forming processes. Now, what is casting process? So, in a casting process, molten metal is poured in a cavity of the desired shape that is made in a molding sand. And after cooling and solidification, the object taken out it is called the casting. So, this is regarding the casting process. Next is powder metallurgy. You know the steps of the powder metallurgy process. So, in the powder metallurgy process, the object it is made from the metal powder. Okay, so different steps include in a powder metallurgy process. So first step it is the manufacturing of the metal powder. Okay, then second step that is mixing and blending. Third step it is a compacting. Fourth step it is a pre-sintering. Then the sintering process, and the last one that is the secondary processes. Now regarding powder metallurgy process, the main advantage of the powder metallurgy process is there is no loss of material in a powder metallurgy process. So regarding all the steps of powder metallurgy process, the first step is manufacturing of the metal. So first metal powder it is required to form an desired object. Okay, so the first step of manufacturing metal powder it is atomization. So different processes are there for manufacturing the metal powder. So first it is atomization. Then second is crushing and milling. Third one that is a sorting process, and fourth one it is a electrolysis process. So that is the manufacturing of the metal powder. So metal powder that is formed by using different processes. Then some second step that is mixing and blending. So some lubricants and binders. So lubricants and binders that are added in that metal powder, and that is mixed to get a homogeneous mixture. Okay, that is regarding the second step. Third step that is the compacting. So compacting means you have to convert that metal powder into a green compact. So for that some dyes that are required. So that metal powder along with that mixture, you can say the mixture of that metal powder can be placed in a die, and with the help of that die or the piston, you can compress that metal powder to get the desired shape of the object. Then the next step that is pre-sintering. Pre-sintering means you have to heat the object below sintering temperature. Suppose if you want some machining operations on an object, so after sintering operation you cannot do any sintering machining operations on an object, because after sintering operation the object becomes extremely hard. The strength of the object it is the strength that will be increased. Okay, so for that pre-sintering operation that is required. So some drilling operation if it is required, then that object it is heated below sintering temperature, and then that drilling operation that is carried out so that that object gets enough strength to handle or to do the machining operation. So that stage it is called the pre-sintering operation. Then sintering operation that is carried out in a furnace. So object it is heated up to melting point of the base metal. After that, that object becomes extremely hard. And then last one, that is the secondary operations, that is finishing operations that are carried out on that desired product. So that is regarding the powder metallurgy process. Third one, that is plastic technology. So by plastic technology process, you can manufacture the objects from the plastic. So some thermosetting or thermoplastic material that is employed. Now for processing thermoplastic materials, two processes that are used, that is injection molding process and the extrusion process. For processing thermostats, you can go for compression molding and transfer molding. The example of the processing of thermoplastic plastic. So that process includes injection molding machine. So there is a injection cylinder. At the end of the injection cylinder, there is a water-cooled mold that is placed. Mold of the desired shape that is placed at the end of the cylinder. Then there is a piston and cylinder arrangement. There is a piston, that is called the ram. Okay. Then that thermoplast material that is fed into the injection cylinder to the hopper. Then the ram it is activated. Okay. And then that powder it is heated up to 150 degrees Celsius to 300 degrees Celsius. And with the help of ram, the object it is fed into the water-cooled mold to the nozzle under pressure. So that process is called the plastic technology. So different plastic components that we can manufacture by using plastic technology. So this is the first category, that is primary shaping. Then we will go for second category, that is deforming process. Now as the name implies, deforming means certain stresses that is applied on an object. So certain stresses like tension, compression, shear or combined stresses that is applied on a body of the metal to cause plastic deformation to get the desired shape. That is called the deformation process. Now in the deformation processes, different processes are forging process, extrusion process, rolling process, sheet metal working. Now what is forging? So compression stresses that is applied on a material. Okay, so material it is heated and then it is placed on a anvil, and then compression stresses that is applied on that material to cause plastic deformation to get the desired shape. That is called a forging process. Okay, extrusion, the hot material it is placed in a container. It is forced to flow through the die points. So there is one container. At the end of one container, there will be the die of the desired shape, and there will be the ram which will activate. After activation of the ram, the object that will force to flow to the die opening. So that is extrusion process. Rolling process. So the cross section of the area of the hot material it is decreased in a rolling process. So object that is passed through the two rolls that are rotating in opposite direction at uniform peripheral speed. Okay, and the gap between the two rolls that is adjusted according to the desired thickness of the material. So the length of the object that will get increased, and the width and thickness of the material it will get decreased. So that is regarding the rolling process. Then sheet metal working. So in this, the objects are manufactured from the metal sheet. So metal sheet includes here. In that, the objects that are manufactured from the metal sheet. Okay, so there will be some die and punch arrangement. Okay, on the that die and the punch that will be according to the desired shape. Then that metal sheet it is placed on a die, and during downward motion of the punch, the desired shape of the object that will be made. So that is this process is called a sheet metal working process. Okay. Now the next category, that is machining process. What is machining? So it is a process of removing excess material from the component in the form of chips. That is called a machining process. So different processes Under the category of machining processes, that is first is the turning, milling, grinding, drilling, and shaping. Now the turning process, it is carried out on a lathe machine. Milling process, it is carried out on a milling machine. Grinding process, it is carried out on a grinder. Then the drilling on a drill machine. And shaping process, it is carried out on a shaper. Okay. What is done in a turning process or all that different processes? In a turning process, the tool, it is stationary. It is held against rotating workpiece. The workpiece, it is held in a jug and it is rotated. And the tool that is held against rotating workpiece. So that is the principle that is used on a lathe machine. Milling process, the workpiece, it is stationary. It is held against rotating vessel. So that process is a milling process. Grinding process, the wheels or the grinding wheels that are rotated and the work that is held in a hand, it is held against rotating wheel. Drilling process, the workpiece is stationary, the drill is rotating, and that rotating drill is held against stationary workpiece. So that principle that is used in a drilling process. Shaping process, the workpiece, it is held against the reciprocating rack. So that process is used in a shaping process. So this is machining process category. Next category, that is a joining process. What is joining process? It is a process of joining similar metals by the application of heat with or without addition of filler material and with or without application filler material. Okay, so that is the joining process. So that joining processes includes soldering, brazing, arc welding process, and gas welding process. So regarding joining process, it is a process of joining similar metals by the application of heat with or without addition of pressure and with or without addition of filler material. So in some processes, filler material, that is called the electrode, that is required. Okay, in some processes, the addition of pressure, that is required. So metal pieces that are heated and pressure that is applied to get the solid weight. In some processes, the material it is heated by the use of electrode and you will get the solid weight. Okay, so different processes includes in a joining process, that is soldering, brazing, arc welding, and gas welding. So you know the arc welding process. So there is one electrode and there is a workpiece or the pieces that will be joined. It is connected to positive terminal. Workpiece is connected to positive terminal, so it becomes anode, and electrode is connected to negative terminal, so it becomes cathode. And some gap, one small gap, that is maintained between the electrode and the workpiece. So due to small gap, there is a generation of the spark, and due to spark, there is a heat generated, and that heat is sufficient to melt the surfaces that will be joined and to get the solid. Okay, next process, that is surface finishing processes. So it is the process of providing surface finish on a surface of the metal. That is called the surface finishing processes. Okay, so these processes includes plastic coating, metallic coating. So some plastic coat that is applied on a metal surface, and in this the metallic coat it is applied on a metal surface. Next process of category, that is material properties modification processes. So in these processes, so properties of material, it is changed or it is modified to get the desired characteristics of the material. So that is called the material properties modification processes. Okay, so different processes that includes this category, that is heat treatment processes, annealing processes, stress relieving processes. Okay, so this is regarding classification of the production processes. Thank you.